Okay, thanks everybody for joining us today. We're gonna go ahead and run through a few slides on the new member website that's getting ready to come out. My name's Dennis Smeltzer. I'm president of TSANet. With me also on the call is panelist is Paul Esch and also Stephanie Benson. Paul is in charge of our business development and strategy, and Stephanie is with us through member services out of the UK. So we're going to walk through. I've got actually here about 9 slides I want to walk through rather quickly, and then I actually want to take you into the new database. It's not quite ready yet for everything that's going to be done in the final version of it, but we're getting really close, and I think the basics of it are there, and the things that I want to walk you through are things that we've already gone in and done, especially with process documents. But let me kind of give you, let me step back, give you kind of a higher level view here of what we're doing with the new member web and where it kind of fits in on the overall strategy of everything. You know, what we've been hearing from members for quite some time is, you know, I like it, the way that I can engage companies, and it's fairly intuitive, but you know, there's really some things that you could do to improve it, and so that's what we tried to do, is go back to our members and understand what it is that they would like to see. And I think you're really going to like the design. It's really easy to use. A lot more streamlined than what we had before, and we built in some features into it that you might want to see down the road, like a click to chat or a click to call and some things like that. So I won't go into a lot of detail here on it, but just to give you the overall idea that what we're doing is this is a big enhancement that we'll have out for our members, and it kind of fits in to the overall plan of pulling in CRM connectors and doing knowledge exchange and training exchange, and we'll touch on those things as well. So this is a busy time for TSANet, and we plan to go live with this on August 22nd. So I think you're going to like some of the features that you'll see in here. Again, I talked a little bit about this at a little bit more detail level. One of the things that we've done here is we've made it to where it'll work with tablets and smartphones. We've gone in and you'll see this personalization on this tile issue, where you can actually take a process document and make a tile out of it for you be able to easily click on that and see how to engage and work with that other company. One of the problems that we had in the past was the ability for you to have group logins, which is good, but then we never knew who was using that group login. So what we've done with the new system is when somebody comes in under a group login, they'll actually put in their information so we know who it is, and more importantly, you'll know who it is as a manager, so you'll be able to kind of see who's using the system or perhaps even who's not. This will have a lot more integrated help and marketing into the front page of this, so I think you'll like that quite a bit. That was another thing was, you know, we heard, well, it's pretty easy to use, but then in certain aspects I got a little confused on what to do and how to use it. So we've done some things to help that out. Big piece of it here under the number 5 is this process document. And what we've done with process documents is really tried to standardize it. Everybody was just kind of all over the place, and what we've done is, I think, tried to bring the best of both worlds here and kept the ability for you to be flexible in how you want other members to engage you, but then also try to standardize how those companies are going to come in. And you're going to see that a little bit more, and then I'm actually going to go in and demonstrate how you can go in and edit the process documents. I'll mention right here, one of the big things that we did is we've gone in and touched every process document in the system. So you'll have an opportunity, and really we need you to go in and take a look at what we've done to make sure it's going to be okay. Again, as part of that marketing piece, the content feeds in the main page, and again, you'll see that. Another thing that I will be able to demonstrate this for you this morning is this concept of the microsite. And so any of you that are using custom groups, whether they be large custom groups or more strategic many-to-many groups, each one of those will have its own microsite, and I'll actually get a chance to show you how that works this morning. So again, we talked about, you know, the click to call, click to chat. All those features are now built into this, and the idea of this microsite with still being able to collaborate, but including knowledge exchange and training exchange, those are things that we're starting to incorporate into the new site. So here's a little bit closer up look at what it's going to look like with the new site. This is the tiles that I'm talking about. We've actually changed the design of this just since we put these slides together. So you'll see a little bit different look to it, and we still got some more work to do, but you get the overall idea here is the ability for you to come in and actually place these tiles into your space, and then you can also have them to edit that as well. And then down here on the right, you get a little bit of taste of what the new process documents will look like. But I'll actually do this. You'll see what we're doing here is showing how you would add one of these to the dashboard. And it's just a little button you click on there, and then all of a sudden it'll appear as a tile up in your dashboard. It's pretty neat stuff. And again, I'll get a chance to demo that a little bit. Another feature, and we talked about this a little bit, was this idea of, well, you have group logins, which is good because you got engineers perhaps all over the world, and you don't want to create individual and a bunch of administration behind that. But at the same time, the problem was we didn't know who was coming in. So what's going to happen now is you'll have the ability, any business manager or program manager will have the ability to create a group login, and a encrypted URL will be built for them, and they can just post it out there. And then when a user comes in through that login, it'll be requested for their name and email address, and then you'll be able to go generate reports and see who's using that kind of thing. So nice little feature there, and also good for we know who's using the system, and you know who's using the system as well. Again, process document, and we'll talk a little bit more about this when we go into the edit feature. I think what I want to hit on here that would be one of the key areas is know that when I talked about standardizing process documents, what we've done is we've standardized them into these areas here. It's either by phone or email, chat, log a case, or there is also a process. And we've broken down the process document. It's still in these three areas just like it is now. Now what you see before you call is step one, and this is what's going to become step one. And then you'll have these different areas on how you can set that process document up to show whether you want the member to send you an email, whether you should have log a case, whatever it happens to be, and then you've obviously got the escalation piece down there as well. So it's all still pretty much the same, but I think you're really going to like the way that we've laid it out. It's a lot different, a lot more streamlined. Again, the microsite, and again, I have the ability to actually show you that. If you're part of any custom group, what you'll have is a tile that will actually take you to a microsite. And from that point, then you'll be able to go in and hit the collaborate button to see the process documents, but you also have the ability to look at any knowledge exchange or training exchange data that the members of that closed community will have the ability to put that in there. So again, I really think you're going to like this. This is a new feature that is based on a lot of feedback from our members that are in these custom groups that really seem to be taking a lot of momentum within the organization. And again, this just give you an idea, the help in marketing. I tell you, one of the things here that I think everybody's going to like that we've kept kind of hidden, this is the directory, and again, I'll show you this, but what we've just elected to do is actually show you all of the members that are part of TSANet. So right now what you do is you go in and you only see those companies that you have a relationship with. Well, the problem with that is there may be other companies that are members of TSANet and you don't know that, and it would be very easy for us to be able to set up either a custom group or get them to join into an open group so that you could have an engagement mechanism with them, but you didn't know they were members. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show you all of the members, and there are actually, for those that are in open groups that are not part of custom groups, there's hundreds of companies that are part of TSANet that you're not aware of, and you're going to be able to see those now, and actually we'll be able to come back to us. It will kind of nudge the TSANet staff that, hey, someone has said, I sure would like to have a relationship with this company, and then we'll be able to go to the managers of that company and say, hey, this engineer has said they really would like to engage. Can we go ahead and talk to this company and maybe set up a relationship with them? So another new feature I really think that that you'll like, and if I remember, I'll actually get you a little demo of that as well. And then again, back to this process document thing, and that's kind of the big piece that we want to cover in this particular webinar is that we've gone in and touched all these process documents. I want to show you what they look like. We've actually created a wizard so that when somebody's putting in a new document or you're going in and editing an existing document, you're going to go through this wizard. And we'll show you what that kind of looks like. So I've set up a demo here. Let me see if I can get this to work for me. And I'm logged in here as a company. You can see my tiles up here that I have. And what I'm going to do is first I'm just going to show you how you would add a tile into the system. So if I've got some things up here, well, I'd really like to be able to let's add Microsoft as an example. What I can do is I can come down here. Now here's my directory. We're going to change this a little bit to where the colors are a little bit more bolder in contrast. But you can tell these are the companies that I don't have a relationship with, and these are the companies that I do. We're going to actually add a tab right here that will say My Relationships, and it'll just pop up those if you want. That'll just show you the ones that you do have relationships with. But let's in this case go over here and we'll pick Microsoft. And I'm going to go into, in this case, the Americas division for the basic TSANet. Well, actually, let's do the premium TSANet. We'll pick that one. But you can see here's the process document, and a couple of things that I wanted to show you here. One is how it's laid out a little bit differently. So the engineers are going to be looking at it. This instead of step one, they're going to be seeing before you call. And you can obviously edit all these kind of areas right here, but then you notice that it's a lot more streamlined in how we're presenting it, and we've been able to take a lot of that information and actually put it behind another button that says View More Instructions. So if they're used to, yeah, I call this company all the time, I don't need to look, I know how to do this, we can hide some of this and keep it a lot more cleaner. But you've also got the three main parts as far as before you call, and then how do you call, and then the escalation piece of it. And you can see right here what I've done is we've selected place a call, and I'll show you what those other options are. But here, if I wanted to add this tile, then I could just come up here and say Add to Dashboard, and what will happen now, if it's working right, is I go back in here, and now you can see I've added that tile. So that's how you would go about adding a tile into the system, and then of course by clicking on that tile, it'll take you directly into the process document itself. So a real easy way to do it. Kind of the way we're doing it now is with these encrypted URLs that take you directly to a process document. Kind of change that around using the tile system. I think it'd be a lot easier to use for everybody. So let me do a couple of things here. I think what I'll do is I'm going to pause this for a second and actually go in and give you an idea of what this microsite looks like, and then I'll go in and I want to spend the rest of the time actually editing a process document, and then we'll open it up for questions for everybody. So let me go back, show you the screen here. What I've done is logged in as another user here, and what I've got up on the screen here is actually the premium TSANet open group, the basic TSANet, and then here is a microsite. So this is a custom group. In this case is one between NetApp and Red Hat. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and now you can see that it doesn't take me to a process document, but it takes me to a microsite. And I can go in and talk a little bit about what this custom group is about, when you should use it. I can put in information about knowledge exchange or training exchange. These are actually areas that are editable by the host of the group, and you can do all sorts of different things with them. If I want to go to collaborate, what I do is just simply click on the collaborate button, and boom, there is how I would collaborate with this company. And again, in this case, what I've got is this is a one-way custom group between one company and another one. So if there was a group of companies here, you would see that, which is the idea here. That's kind of what I wanted wanted to show you. The microsite is something that we're still developing on, but we're getting really close on it. I think you're gonna like it quite a bit. And then of course, I don't have anything behind these right now, but you'd have the ability to go in here and look at knowledge articles that companies may have want to put up there, as well as training if they wanted to put information about training and things like that. Okay, so the last piece of this, what I want to do, I'm going to go back and I want to go through this whole process document idea and concept of how you would edit one. And I want to walk you through this wizard a little bit. So that the interface has changed just a little bit. You still got the admin feature here. So I'm logged in as a business manager in this case. I'm going to go ahead and click on administration. And you'll notice down here I've got my profile. By the way, this is where, and it's not set up yet, this is where you can actually create a group login. And this will be the encrypted URL, and then this will be where you can go in and set up the tiles for that particular group login. So you'll be able to actually have that as a feature, and any business manager will have the ability to go in and set these up. So if you have one department that might want to see one set of tiles and another department to see another set of tiles, you'll be able to do that. But under the company, then I've got my departments, and I can set up my products as well as my users. This really hasn't changed from the old interface so much, just more new look and feel. I'm going to go ahead and go into the Departments tab. That's where you could either add process documents or you can edit process documents. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the departments. Now in this case I've got a couple of departments, and then I'll go ahead and go to my global support. I've got multiple process documents behind this one. We're going to go ahead and pick the basic and premium TSANet. So this company, NetApp, what they've done is they've actually combined the basic and premium processes on how companies are to engage them. So the very first page that you see here is actually the name of that process document. So in this case, it's called NetApp Basic Mission Critical. It's through the Department of Global Support, and you can see here with my wizard, I'll just click Next. Now there's a little bit of bug here that I'll just let you know that we've still got to get fixed. The support hours you'll actually be able to put in, or you can click 24/7. And then also what's not being done here that will be done is that these communities that the process document is associated with will be pre-selected. So that's a little bug that we've got to get fixed, but it'll show up like this when you see it, where they come in and they'll be pre-selected. And then of course if this was a new process document, you would actually want to go in and pick the community you wanted it to be associated with. So I'll go ahead and click Next. In this case, the way NetApp has got this set up, they don't have a lot that's going to show up in the before you call area. So in this case, they've just got in here corresponding TSANet member SR number is what is required, a field to put in it. And then if you don't hit required here, it shows up in the optional field. But I've got obviously anything that I can put in here. And again, this is before the member would call. This is the information that you want them to capture. And then again, I'll go down here and go ahead and click on the next. Now this is where you're going to go in and actually select the methods that you want that other company to see. So and you've got the ability to actually put in optional labels here. But you notice if I click on this drop down, I've got a contact process, I've got place a call, send an email, click to chat, or log a case. So what I can do is I can look at, well, what is that process that I want that member to follow, and I can pick one of these methods. Or I can actually give it another label if I wanted to do that. And I've got 3 different areas. So if you've got, well, I can place a call as well as I can click to chat, or I can send an email. You can do all of them. You can actually have up to 3. So if I go in here, in this case, I've got place a call. And again, as far as editing, you would just go in and edit this. But what I can do is put the information in. And then if you notice when I looked at the process document, and you'll get a chance to view this, there was this area that said additional information. And so what I can do, instead of having a whole bunch of stuff that they have to scroll down and read, what I can do is I can put that information in there, and then I can set up a little link, and then when I click on that link, this is what the information is that will show up in that link. So again, this is one area right here where I've said I want to place a call, but it's rather lengthy. So what I'm going to do in the very first part is I'm going to say, hey, here's the phone number you call. So if they've done this multiple times, oh yeah, here's the phone number I need to call. But if the first time they've done it, well, and maybe they want to read a little bit more, they can go ahead and do that, but it doesn't clutter up the screen. So that's what we've done in this particular area. And then in this case, again, I've got log a case is another way for me to engage them. And what I've done is just put that area in there and also added an optional area for more information. And then I didn't have a third one, so I didn't put anything in there and it won't show up. So I can go ahead and click on next again. Again, I could edit this anytime that I wanted to. And obviously one of the other fields you got to have is you still got to have that escalation path. So what we've done here is, again, free text area. We've really done some enhancements on the editor. I think you're going to like that. In fact, we might want to take away, because it seems like it's quite a bit, but the other editor didn't have a lot of capabilities in it. You've got link capabilities, putting an image in, all sorts of different things that we can do here with the process documents to make it easier for that engagement to occur. And then again, another feature that we built in here that we really needed, we've got a bug here in the optional thing, but you can see you can actually get a chance to look at the process document before you posted it. And there is what it looks like. And again, that's that optional field that I referred to earlier. There's your log a case, and there's your escalation. Another big area that we changed, that we had some feedback on, was this concept of it sending to TSANet for approval. And what we did was we went ahead and took that away. We're still going to be notified, so we can go in and take a look at the process document, make sure that it's compliant with a relationship. But when you go ahead and save this document, it's going to be automatically to go into the system. Okay, so that's really quite a bit of information for this particular webinar. Let me go ahead and kind of pause here. Paul, if you're on the line, is there anything that I missed here that you want to go ahead and bring to everybody's attention?
No, I think you covered it really well. I think maybe just highlighting a couple of the next steps and what they have access to before the launch. So we're recording this webinar. There'll actually be a couple of other webinars as well if you look at the webinar series. So if you have coworkers that you feel should be attending this, there's a couple more opportunities, or taking a look at the recorded webinar. And then we do have one just after go live to collect feedback and things like that after people have used it, to kind of take a look at next phase and things we do after this initial launch.
Okay, very good. Anybody has any questions? I think you can go ahead and click on raise your hand, or you can type in a question. We'll wait here and see if you have anything. Other than that, we'll go ahead and close it down. Okay, well, I think we've covered it pretty well. Again, we'll get some email out to everybody. There's a couple other things we still want to get fixed. I'm going to be doing some how-to videos as part of this whole integrated help thing. But again, what we wanted to do is kind of share with you this whole idea of what we've done with process documents and group logins, so you can go in and do that. Again, I'll be doing some how-to videos that really get into the details like we covered here today. But thanks so much for joining us, and look forward to getting out this new feature to you. Thanks a lot, everybody.